Oh, Miguel, you there?
Hi, Michael. How are
Hello,
you?
how are you?
I'm fine. And you?
Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. And Vitaly, are you there as well?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine and a little tired. I'm just coming from my work, and my work was hard, and I'm a little tired, but it's okay.
And Luba, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello, Michael. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. And
Hello, guys.
Hello, Luba.
So, I wanted to bring up this topic. Actually, it was not just more about using like words like such and like in sentences, because I don't think we could talk about that in the whole hour. It was more about, well, talking about that, but some words, phrases that are used improperly, that or something like that. Like for instance, a lot of people, they use the word such a lot, such as this, such as that, such. Sometimes I can't even give you such an example, but they use it a lot. So sometimes we can use such, and sometimes we can use like. Now, usually I'm using like as a comparison, right? So for instance, what can I say here? I'll give you one example that I can see, and someone can try to mute their microphone or something like that. I kind of hear some background noise as well. So if I wanted to say, I don't know, what could I say? I would like to go to some cities like, I don't know, Alberta, no, Edmonton, Alberta. I would like to go to cities like Montreal, right? As you can see, in those contexts, I'm being more specific to what I'm using like for. I'm being more specific. But an example here, this is an interesting example. So it says, Chuck enjoys desserts such as brownies, cheesecakes, and macaroons. All right, so I'm going to actually post this example right here. One second. So as you can see here, we're using such.
One second, Dmitry. Try to make your volume a little bit. Okay, Dmitry, are you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Maybe you make your microphone как бы дальше от колонок или как-то вот что-то такое надо сделать, потому что очень такой звук.
Ну, сейчас я попробую.
Okay.
All right, so let's continue. So as you can see, it says Chuck enjoys desserts such as brownies, cheesecakes, and macaroons. So it's telling us that he likes these type of desserts. It doesn't necessarily have to be brownies. It could be any type of dessert as well. The desserts, there's lots of different desserts out there, right? But again, some people, we can also say, what else can we say here? We can say Chuck enjoys desserts like brownies, cheesecakes, and macaroons. So in those type of cases, you can use either or. The implication is very small. So some people analyze these grammar rules too much to the point of where it doesn't really matter. For me, listening to it when someone's speaking, it doesn't it doesn't make a difference. The only difference I'm seeing is when we're being specific to more something, like when I'm using such, or a comparison like. Most of the time when I'm using like, I'm always using it with the comparison. Nothing else. It's just a comparison of something. And a lot of times people won't even, like in Canada, people won't even will maybe use such and like, and they'll cross between the two, you know, but they're not knowing why, but they're doing it because they heard it from other people. That's the way people talk in Canada and in America too. They copy other people, you know. So for me, it's almost the same. You know, there's not, the implications is very small as well. And it's like, I see a lot of people, they make mistakes like affect, and affect. Now, probably a lot of people, they make the mistake, both mistakes, I see. And really, it does have a different meaning. Affect is more of a noun that we use, right? Like, the effect was great, right? The effect, usually we're using like our countable noun, like with the, right? So the effect, we know using a noun was great. Now we're great as our adjective. We're describing how great the effect was. All right, but I see some people use like the effect was great. That's wrong. But you know, if someone wrote it, I could forgive them. It's not the end of the world. This is not Independence Day from the movie. But I would be, what I would be thinking is, trying to explain this, is there has to be an effect. With the effect with an A, something has to be affecting something in order to use affect. Like, not an inclusion, but a reason beside something. So that's the only difference that I see here, because the affect there is a verb. Okay, something has to be affecting something in order to be using it. But just something very small. You know, a lot of people make this mistake, even in North America. But it's not the end of the world. But it's good that we understand what we use and why we use it. So just remember, with the likes and such as, one we're kind of with the like brownies. We're doing with the comparison, right? And such, we're being more specific to something. Very easy. It's not, doesn't really make a big difference in some of the examples that I gave, and that's all really that there is to matter. But some mistakes that people make. This is a big one, because you know, it was funny when I'm talking to people at the school. People are using, you know, like if they say, I want, this is a good example. I want to go to the beach. How do you say that? How do you say this word, Luba? How do you say beach? How do you say this word? Can you say it for me?
Beach. Like with long E, yes.
Yeah, see, you say it with a long E there. Like beach.
So now I have tried, but in the speech probably I say like beach. With the short E, probably yes.
Oh, and another Vitaly number 1, the brownies. It's a food. Brownies are
What
a
kind
type
of food is this?
A
What
chocolate
kind of food? It's chocolate, just
like a cookie.
cookies.
It's like a brown fudgy cookie.
Okay. Okay.
It's not Ukrainian. It's not Russian. It's Americano food, I think. I think. I don't know.
I see.
I never see.
Especially Americano.
It's not your typical bulichka.
All right. I get it.
Because I would never find a bulichka in that type of food well, like a bun. You know, we have we kind of similar. But
Yes.
Ukrainian food, Russian, it's like it's the old kind of ethnic food, I suppose. So So Luba, you say beach. Okay, Vitaly, how do you say beach?
Beach.
Beach. Well, someone said bitch.
It's another word. Something another.
They said, I want to go to the bitch. Are you sure you want to go to the bitch? And they said, yeah, I want to, tonight I'm going to the bitch. They're like, all right, well, I hope you
It's
talk
good
about
too.
Right. But we have to find out why, what's the difference between beach and bitch? Well, obviously they have different meanings, because we know that for sure. But like Luba said, she stresses the E, the beach. The beach. It sounds like.
She makes it so long. Don't make mistake. She doesn't want to make mistake. She.
But you know, I in Russian is E. I is E. So like,
okay.
like I'm saying bit. Like pronounce bit. B-I-T. 1 second.
Like a little bit.
Yeah, like a little bit, or a bit as in like a computer bit, right? Bit. So we put bit, and so you know I'm trying to find out why are we saying beach like bitch, and I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to understand why. So it's because it's the stupid E, and it's the E and the I. This is very confusing because remember, in Russian, I is E. E in this one, beach. In the bitch one's sound. So that's the confusing part of that. But a lot of people make this mistake, and maybe it's their dialect. I don't know. Has anyone ever heard of this too? When someone said, "I want to go to the beach," has anyone heard of this mistake too, or was it only me? Because it happened in my class. Anybody else? No, nobody.
I said it like beach. I didn't know the difference between this word, and I can said beach and bitch. It was okay for me. But now I know the difference. So.
Okay, all right, and we have another really confused word like mop. You know what a mop is? You know what a mop is?
No.
I'm thinking like a V-neck, but not a V-neck. You know, a mop. What do you call that? That mop, that thing that you used to clean the floor with, but it's like it's not a V-neck. It's like made out of. It's like for you put water, that kind of thing. I don't know, whatever you call it, but. Another most confusing one is like mop, and people said instead of mop, they say mob. Mob. Do you know what a mob is? Anyone know? Nobody knows. No?
Mobile phone? I don't know.
Well, I know you guys can find it using Google, but that's not the point. So if you don't know it in front of you, mob is like a group of people, a large group of people. So, you know, I want to mob the floor. Really, you want to use a group of people. You know, like no, that doesn't make sense to me. So this is another very common mistake that I'm pointing out here. Another one. Rip. And rib. So rip we use like to rip something up. You know, like I'm going to tear. Tear and rip, they're the same. It means the same thing. Rib is like your rib is like in your chest, right? So some people like I'm going to rip up the paper. You know, they'll say something like that. They don't pronounce the P. They say it like with B. Rip. I'm gonna rib. It sounds like the rib from your chest. Does everyone understand what I mean by rib from your chest?
Okay.
Yeah.
The meat that you Another one. I'm looking through the list here. Oh, okay. Bomb. Think of a way of how you can mispronounce this. Bomb.
Boom.
Bomb.
Aha! Vitaly, you say that. But you just said no. Vitaly number 2 said it. Bum. You are a bum. You know what that means?
No, I don't.
A bum. You said bum. Aha, you did it. A bum is like a homeless person.
I'm sorry. One second. Максим, у вас идет очень большое эхо. Пожалуйста, когда будете говорить, включите микрофон, а когда не говорите, не надо его включать. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, Michael.
Okay. So, what Vitaly actually says, Vitaly, it's not your fault. It just happens. It's not your fault. But you said bum. Bum means like a homeless person. Okay? You are a bum. Like you just or bum. The way you pronounce it. Like, there is a bum on the street. I heard that one. So, is there a bomb or a bum? If we're talking about downtown Kiev, that could be 2 different things. So that's too much. There's a bum on the street. Does anyone else have any examples too of mispronounce? Maybe someone can share, and we can correct them to find out where the correction is. Anyone? Luba, do you have any?
Yes. Yes, Michael. What about can't or can't? How is it right to pronounce? Because one of my teacher of English said me that we should pronounce like can't, because if we say can't, it's another one.
Oh, don't say this. Wait, don't say this. Don't say this word.
Oh, maybe yes, maybe.
Oh.
But the first is can't, yes.
You're so funny today.
Я уже запуталась совсем.
I heard this before in school. The guy Restoslav said, what are you saying here? And I'm like, stop swearing. So, yeah, it can't. Oh, God. You know, I don't know why in English the C, in Russian, C, sound, you know? Like, but in English, cake is like cake, but you're pronouncing cake like that. Cake. I don't know why English has it. I don't know why. Okay, this is just the way it is. Cake. But to answer your question, can't. Like I first of all I see the word can. A can of tomatoes, right? A can of tomatoes, right? Can, and then can't. What other people are saying are, they're not reading it correctly. It's a common mistake. So Luba, just make sure can. You're saying like a can of, pomidor, like that. Can. Can. Don't say kun. Kun. See that you get kun. There's no word with kun. I'm trying to find out a word. Container. But that's con. See? Container. But it's with O. Anyone else have any other examples? Maybe some funny example. Come on, Vitaly, number 1, number 2. Anything else you
As
heard?
I know, we often make Russians often make mistakes when they say work or walk. You see the difference,
I want to
yeah?
go for a work.
Walk to work. So this is not easy to pronounce these sounds for Russian.
Okay, well.
Russian mouth.
Okay, well, let's find out why. Okay, so you said walk and work. So work, what? We got what sound? Work. And I'm trying to find out why Russian people are having a problem with this. War. k, k, and walk, wa, ah. Remember, A. A is more like Russian A, ah, wa, ah. Okay. Usually, we have that Russian ah sound in the middle of the sentence. But if it starts in the beginning, like apple, right? Apple, you're going to have that ah sound, but ah is usually in the middle there. So walk, I guess or an ah sound. That's the only difference that I hear. I don't hear anything else. Don't hear anything else. Vitaly, number 2. Do you have?
Yes, I have one word that's confusing for me. It's serial and serial. I mean, serial of films and serial it's food. So it's pronunciation. It's confused for me.
Okay. Who else has this problem? Anybody else? Have this problem with cereal? Does everyone know? There's 2 types of cereals. Does everyone else know what Vitaly is talking about?
I don't know the food. Cereal.
Cereals. Хлопья.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Food. It's like a yizha you eat for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So, Luba, since you know what it is, how do you think you spell it? Can you spell it for us? Try to spell it. How would you spell that?
The food? You mean the food?
Cereal. Go ahead. You have the keyboard.
You have S. Maybe E, R, I, or maybe double E. Ah, okay. No, I don't. I didn't know this word. Okay, cereal and cereal.
Sit and sit. Sit is the same. Russian, sit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're talking about a serial killer, well.
Killer of cereal.
Serial killer. No. Does everyone know what a cereal is? Cereal?
Yes. In Russian is true.
Well, what is a serial killer? What is it?
Killer that makes many killings.
Using the same weapon. Using the same
weapon. Okay.
Using the same weapon. So it's just different first letter. That's it. Cereal and cereal. You have to know the context in which they're talking about. Mm-hmm. That's the only giveaway. I mean, I heard the joke too about a serial killer, a serial that has a we know that joke too. Any other ones that we can think of as well? Come on, you guys when you were learning we're going over this basic English because we're trying to find the mistakes to correct them in the future, and some common mistakes that still a lot of us don't know about. Is there any other ones? Because I have a whole list here.
I remember one. My English teacher told me to make difference between pan and pen. It's really matters, she said. So frying pan and pen that we can write. You get it?
Yeah, pan. So pan.
Mm-hmm.
So pan as a pen, but that's the same. It's spelled the same. We can pan. What does the other type of pan mean? Luba, do you know the other type of pan? What's the other type of pan mean? When do we usually use that word?
Pen?
Oh, pen. Oh, pen.
Pan or pen?
Oh, there's actually another type of pan.
So I use pen for cooking and pen for writing. Yes, this. So another? No, I don't know another meaning.
The sound, pan and pen, and that's the only difference. So again, the but look, remember what I said about the sound? Well, it's not it's now, so it's not like pawn, because in Russian, like pawn, no, it's not, doesn't have pan. We have that A sound again. So in some circumstances, it's still A, not just at the beginning of the word. And then we have pen, E is an sound. It's always But there's another type of pan too. Pan is like when you move a camera this way, you're panning. This way. Dolly is like up and down. Panning left to right. Okay, there's a different type of pan too. Panning the camera like that. What else? What else? I had a good one here. Where did it go here? Yes. Crap. Crap. Oh, I like this one. Crap. Crap.
What is it? Crap.
I don't give a crap. You know what that means? No?
It's like a garbage.
I don't give a shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the same.
Yeah. Thanks for that. I don't give a crap. And there's another one. People make the mistake too.
Yeah.
Can we think of the other one? It's called crab. What's a crab?
Fish.
It's an animal.
Fish.
It's an animal.
I don't like a crab. You know, I don't give a crap. People.
Crab is not the fish.
From time to time, people defecate, you know, and this is the production of people's digestion, you know, internal system of digestion. And people sometimes defecate, produce the products of their internal digestion.
Of course, but I can't see a person saying, overhearing a conversation, "Hey, have you ever tried crab before?" "Oh, I love crab." "I try it all the time." "Oh, you eat crab." "Oh, maybe once a week." Wow. I heard people in America love crab. Or they eat crab. That's two different things. I heard McDonald's is crap. They just have crab there now. Really? I thought it was always crab. What are you talking about? So there's a very interesting one. So Valerie, we're talking about common mistakes that we're making and you know, nuisances in English, such as we went like such and like, effect and affect, right? I'm trying to think of some grammar mistakes that I see, and we're talking about different words that we made, like I want to go to the bitch and I want to go to the beach and bitch, right? A lot of people make that mistake. So Valerie, can you think of any other common English ones that maybe you found when you were learning English, maybe, or that to help the class out, maybe they still make this mistake?
I didn't quite catch what you mean. Sorry.
Mistakes in English.
Mistakes. Some funny mistakes that happened to you,
yeah,
me or
you know,
other people.
Like the crab and crab thing, you know. Anything you can think of on the top of your head?
It's hard to remember.
What do you talk about words?
Words.
Амонимы. По-русски это амонимы.
Homophones, yeah, homophones.
A monument or a modium? I don't know.
Амоним.
Homophones, yeah, words which sound the same but actually are different words and have completely different meanings. But they can sound just the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, to you, but for me, I can tell the difference, right? But I usually it's the context. It's in as well.
Yeah, of course.
I'm trying to find out another one here. Wait 1 second here. Here's a good one. Reach and rich. Reach.
Yeah, it's obvious.
Well, not to everyone. I mean, the I, they're gonna pronounce E. Reach. I want to reach that goal. I don't know if that would make sense. I want to reach, but reach and rich is one good example there. I want to go to the sheep. What do I really mean? I want to go to that sheep. It's a big sheep. You see how big that sheep is? It's a beautiful sheep, isn't it? It can swim miles and miles and miles. It never doesn't ask for much. It doesn't talk much. It can hold a lot of people on its back. What am I talking about?
Animal.
Animal and about the boat.
I like to eat sheep. Don't you like to eat sheep too?
You're with too.
So anyone else hear this example as well? Ship and sheep? Actually, I never. I'm just getting it from this list here. I never.
So there is a noun sheet, yes, with a long sound e. It's a cloth or some kind of material on which we sleep. We put this sheet on sofas or beds, whatever we lie on and sleep on. And shit, yeah, it's a verb, right? With a short sound.
No, ship. No, ship is a noun. A ship is a boat.
Ship. Okay, yeah. Just
It's a beautiful sheep, you know. Are you sure? The animal?
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
So looking at this, you know, here's the problem. Like, why in Russian and Ukrainian is oo sound, right? But like, shut up, Chester. So that oo sound that you have there, right? But anytime you have like a double letter, like e, like Valerie, what you say, e, she,
sheep.
So if you have two e's, e sound. Stress it. Like ooh. Think of like Russian ooh. You know that y, like ooh sound, right? Excuse me. So ship. Again, ship. We have the ship. But ip, I'm thinking up, but ip. So it's like e. So that's the only difference I can see. That the e is pronounced like very stressed, like e sound like that. So to make, you know, to make that mistake, I want to go to the ship. What I'm doing wrong is I'm not pronouncing the e strong enough. I want to go to the sheep. You know, like I want to see the sheep. I want to go to the ship. I like to eat sheep, and I want to go on a cruise ship. You know, it's a pronunciation of the e. That's what it's not strong enough there. One second here. Does anyone else have any other ones? Luba, are you sure? Good. I mean, maybe you learn a lot of English. You probably know other ones that other people would make a mistake on. Are you sure you don't know any others?
I'm sure that there are a lot of such words. I do a lot of mistakes as well.
What mistakes do you usually make? Tell us. Your English is very good. Tell us.
Thank you for this, but I do a lot of mistakes. I know them.
Make mistakes.
I make, yes.
I make.
It's, it's an example of my mistakes. I cannot remember. But yes, Vitaly has written deserts and deserts.
Oh, wait, I made him. Yeah,
I doubt as well. How is it right to pronounce those words? You see in chat.
Okay, so let's look at this. You know, because actually I might even make this mistake too. You don't know. Desert. You know what? To me, they sound the same. Desert? No. Desert. Desert and desert. Desert. You notice the difference? No? Nobody?
The stress? You mean the stress?
Yes. Desert. Desert. So let's break it down. Okay, Luba, you try. I'll let you talk. Luba.
Desert and dessert?
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Luba has it right. Luba, you're a winner today.
It's quite easy.
Yeah, but people make this mistake. Okay, Vitaly, you try.
For me?
Yes, I want to hear.
Desert or dessert?
Good. Vitaly, number 2. Number 1.
Desert and dessert.
Good. But people make this mistake. This is true. I've heard this before. I love the desert. I love the desert. It's cool. It's nice and creamy. Really. I never knew the desert was creamy. It would be very sandy. So, who said something? Someone said something.
I want to say, how about shit and shed?
Oh, wait, there's shed? Oh, this is a good one. And, no, I have a better one for you. I have a shed in the backyard. It's a big shed. Yeah, I see sheet. Sheet is E. Remember E, sheet. Luba, no, Valerie, it makes sense, right? Can you see the stress there? How would you say the first one? I'm saying sheet. How do you pronounce it?
I don't see a file.
No, it's in the text, the chat.
It's a chat.
In the chat. I don't see any messages in the chat. Sorry.
It's the right column of the display. It's a display. It's right.
Probably because you use iPad.
Yeah, maybe.
You cannot see chat.
Maybe that's the reason.
I suppose someone had such problem like you.
Okay, so if you have an iPad, I didn't know you, or an Android, iPad or Android, maybe you can't see it like that. Okay, that makes sense. So sheet and shet. So yeah, people do make this mistake too. So sheet, E, again, it's the double E in here, right? It's the E. You're stressing it. Shet is like It's like but E, but not stress, like so that's all I hear. But people also make a mistake, like they say, what do they say? They say shed and shed. Do you know what a shed is? No one knows what a shed is.
It's like a little house.
Yeah, how do you say this in Russian?
Sarai? I have found it in dictionary.
Is this correct? Because I don't know how to say even in Ukrainian.
Халупа.
Нет, это не по-русски.
По-украински.
Let's see here. Shed.
Да, сарай, навес.
In Russian, what is it? Let's see for myself. There's no translation here. Wait, hold on.
There are two meanings.
Yeah. Purolit. Huh? Purolit. If that's correct. What is the correct meaning? Okay, so everyone knows what it is. Shed and shed. So people make that mistake. So shed, there's a d at the end. Shed. And sometimes people say like shed with a T instead. So that's a very common one. A lot and a lot. A lot would be, it's actually spelled a lot. A-L-O-T. I don't know. I don't even think there is a lot. I don't even think this word exists. I know. What does a lot mean? who uses this one? I don't.
You don't use this
I'm
word?
actually looking. Yeah, I don't think a lot. Yeah, I see it. A lot. But usually we use like I always use it with the space because back in the day, the spell check used to correct me there. All right, so I never knew what the difference was. A lot. I'm thinking like a group of things, right? A lot of. Really, I don't. I always used a lot. That's what I've usually used as well. Let's continue here. Pull. No, that's not a good one. One second. Yes. Push. and bush.
Push.
Bush and push.
Bush. I want to. I don't know how they would say this in a sentence. I want to trim the bush. A bush. A bush is like a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Little tree.
A little tree.
Like George Bush as well.
Yeah. Well, I say bushel. George Bushel. Bushel is like where you would put grass in. But a lot of people, I don't know. I think I heard a couple times maybe push and bush. It's just the difference between the P and the B there. But I'm looking for some really hard ones, and I can't think of anyone else like that. What about in grammar? Who has problems with confusion in grammar? Maybe I can help them with that. Can someone have any questions for me in terms of grammar rules that they have trouble with?
A lot of travelers.
Any at all?
Michael, how do you usually say? You say either or either, neither or neither.
Either, either. You know what? I think either is more Old English. Either he or he shall do this.
How do
We don't even use shall anymore. You know, in Old English, I shall be the knight. You know, like we don't talk like this anymore. That's a very old English. So when you say either and either, for me it's the same, but I think either is more New English. Remember, there's Old English in Canada. There's Old English and New English, right? Either for me is more Old English. Either him or he. Either him or those. You know, it just sounds different. Just like when we use like I shall, we just don't talk like that anymore. Okay, so what was the other one? You used the either. What was the other one? Vitaly, did you give me?
No.
Was
It was just one question.
Just one. Any others? Speak now, because you know I'm trying here to help. Were you, Luba? You were here about in the beginning about the like and such. Were you? You were there. Okay, like that. It's just I didn't have a big list from it. I just went over the ones that were, you know, the most common ones to go over. But they were most overlooked, right? That's what I wanted to point them out. There's got to be a couple more. Come on, Vitaly, number 2. Is there any other mistakes that we can find that are?
Yes, for example, accept and accept. Accept and accept. I don't know how it's pronounced right. Pronunciated.
So
accept and accept.
Well, accept means like to take, like in permission, right? Accept is like comes from exemption. Accept, like not like without. So us accept. Accept.
Accept.
Some people say though. Accept. It depends on your accent. Accept.
Yes.
Accept. But
I have made once at your lesson. I have made once this mistake. Accept or
accept.
Yes. Yes.
And That's the only difference in that sound.
Okay.
Accept and accept. You know what? It's similar like in Ukrainian. What were some things that even Yuna Govich said, you know, during his meetings? Vitaly, maybe you would know. Give us an example what even like a Ukrainian politician said that was wrong. Like he pronounced it wrong. Like Azarov. Remember Azarov language?
Azarov. Yes, we remember.
Yeah. What was one example that he said? Do you remember? Do you remember what words? You know what?
Кровосиськи говорил.
You said krovasisi. It's like tit sucker or something like that. So what's the correct way to say this? Krava.
Кровососки, наверное, нет?
Не, там по-украински инакше звучит. Просто он переводил с русского на украинский. Он нас очень говорил по-украински очень хорошо. But you know, I don't know really, because it's I don't know the right. For me it doesn't matter, because it's just joke for me, and I don't know how it's the right version. No.
Well, I know what it meant, and it was very, very funny. But there's another one from Azarov too. Do you know the other one? Do you remember what it was called? No.
No,
Yeah, you know, a lot of stuff.
You can go to YouTube and just tape Azarov, and you will find you will have a big time, or a very long time. So.
All right, but you know, my point is that in Ukrainian, I know for instance, you can say something and if you just change one syllable, you have usually a bad word. You know? So like for example, when I said in Ukrainian, I said I want to buy. Я хочу купить. I was at McDonald's. I want srenya. No, like sren u kolu, maybe like that. I don't know. It's not a grammar. It's not a Ukrainian class. But instead of srenya, I said srechka.
Strachka.
Luba, do you know what this word means? Or you know?
Yes, I suppose yes.
So. I can't, like in Ukrainian, I go to Singapore and I wanted sugar. I said sugar, babushka, sugar. Babushka comes to me like this, you know, sugar. I go, sure. Why are you so mad at me? Что ты хочешь? Sugar. Now I just say it in Russian and I say sakar.
Сахар.
Because in Russian it's easier to say some words than in Ukrainian for me, for some reason. I'll admit, it's just sakar. Yeah, like it's easier because if you say the other word in Ukrainian, just a little bit of a difference, and you say a bad word. It's like saying, I was in the village and I want my coat. Babushka, дайте, пожалуйста, kurtka. I want my coat. She gives me a chicken.
Kurka, yes?
Kurtka.
Yes, I understand. Instead of kurtka, you said kurka, yes?
Yeah, so in Ukraine, you can see how foreigners, when they speak Ukrainian, how they make a mistake. But you guys are not going to make any. You're not going to make. Come on, how many of you guys make a mistake? Would say that, Vitaly? Would you ever make that mistake in Ukrainian? Coat and chicken? I don't think so. Would you?
No, of course not.
Of course not.
No.
In Vitaly, in Russian. Do you ever make any mistakes by accident? Can you tell us maybe any mistakes that you make or no? Or
sometimes I make mistakes when I spoke too fast, or
when I speak too fast.
When I speak too fast, or person whom I speak to doesn't hear me correctly. So sometimes it's very funny too.
And Luba, what about for you?
Not so often, but probably yes. Several times I made such mistakes as well.
All right. So
by very quickly speaking, yes.
So the bottom line is that when we're speaking, you know, when English, I try to show people where they make the mistakes, so they don't make the mistakes in the future. And then there's thousands of different you know, mistakes, but sometimes I just can't remember all of them. I had a list with me, but you know, not all of them are good, and not everyone makes that same mistake. But it's important to correct them so we don't make them again. But the problem is like in Russian and Ukrainian, it's too difficult for a foreigner to say it exactly like it is. It's too hard to say it the way it was meant to be said, because the reason. Wait, one second. Sorry, my cat. Wait a second. 1 second.
Опять кролик, что ли?
Такая пауза, это так туду.
Sorry, it's my cats sometimes like to grab my rabbit, so I don't want a dead rabbit. Okay, so.
Michael, as to you, what's the difference between Canadian and American version of language? Is the main difference?
Canadian and American. Okay, for instance, they said Z and Z. Like Americans, there's not real a big difference in terms of like the pronunciation. Like I'm from America. I'm from Tennessee. See, they stress, like I say Tennessee. They say Tennessee, Tennessee. They stress the certain letters and the certain things. I'm from Texas. I like big things. I'm a cowboy. You know, that's how American people talk, you know. I used to phone people from Georgia, right? And I used to say, I'm from Georgia. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here to fix something for your air conditioner. And they would believe me, like I was from, you know, from their city. But to be honest with you, to answer your question, like we say that. Yeah, it's a rabbit. We pronounce Z, but they pronounce Z. Like we say zebra, and they say zeb. No, if I got it right. Maybe that's not a good example, but we pronounce Z and they pronounce Z. That's the main difference that I can see in American talk. But
zero or zero, yes, zero or zero, no.
Zero would be more Canadian. Zero, I've heard some Americans say zero. So that's the only difference that I can see with American. There's a biggest difference in American when it comes to English, like color and color.
You say color two version? No.
Color and color.
Second.
British English is with the U. Color.
It's the same country. It's the same, yes. Country and country.
Country and country is the same. Country. Again, people with an accent, country, you know, they usually with Russian people, they got that Russian, that P and that, they like that. Everything is like, that's why I can do a good Russian accent, because I just copy how other Russian people, you know, like that. That's how I do. Like I could do like the Boris Yeltsin, the Putin. I could do pretty much a lot of.
You're learning Russian?
No, I'm just talking about how they speak in English. Okay. My friend, you know, like everything, like I don't know, when some politicians talk, like I don't know if they say the same in Russian, but it's like good evening, and then they make a space, my friend, you know, good evening, my friend. I don't know, like in English I would say good evening, my friend. Notice that there is like my monotone, my tonal range. Good evening, my friend. Good evening, my friend. But some person over there in you know, we know who, he says, good evening, my friend. I wish you well. You know, it's like are you reading? It's like it's almost like the person is reading something. Good evening, my friend. I wish you well. Good luck. Today we do not want to bomb you. You know, like that. That's, you know, we wish you. And you know, if you look on YouTube, you will find some like how they speak in English, and you know, it's like the one person said like. We wish you, like, something about bombs, but they said, I don't know, they said it different, but they didn't mean bomb. I mean, we wish to bomb you, but they didn't want to say that. They just made a mistake in English there. But when you're talking in English, your tone has to go up and down, like, because if it goes straight, like monotone like that, first of all, it sounds boring. But it's not your guy's fault, because even in Ukrainian and Russian, naturally, it's, for me, like, when you talk in Russian, it sounds very, like, linear to me. Luba, do you understand what I mean? Like, very linear?
Yes, I know, but probably I'm not agree with you. I have thought that Russian is more, like, more emotional language. And I wouldn't say that all of us speak like an even tone.
Maybe. Well, you're from like the Siberia, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Perhaps it depends on the our personal features of our personal characters. If a person expressive or not. Perhaps.
Well, most of my students, even if they're good at English, they still there's this monotone. They have good English, like they can speak good, but it's still like this monotone voice in it. It sounds like a robot. That's the best way to explain it, you know. But I don't know. I like to make fun of it sometimes, because why not? I mean, we all have to people can make fun of my accent too, right? So if I speak in Ukrainian or Russian, you guys could, you know, you can make fun of me. Of course, you know, I have to take some criticism too. So I sound funny when I speak, right? But I try. I try to make fun of myself, right? So that's the thing there. So we try to go over this article. You know, it wasn't too big, but again, just remember when we're talking about such as and like, remember one with like we're trying to use like as comparisons. Like I said, I enjoy desserts like brownies, right? Desserts like brownies. It's a comparison. It's something that, you know, it doesn't have to be brownies. It could be anything else. It's just another type of dessert. So and the such as is when we're implying inclusion, right? Something that is being more specific to something. You know, like I would like to go to places such as New York, right? Or like in the example here, right? Chuck enjoys desserts such as brownies, right? He's being more specific to what he likes in desserts, right? So that's about it. And about the affect and affect, all right? Noticing that affect is a noun and affect is a verb. So for affect to work, and I'm stressing the you need something to affect it. You need a reason for that. You need how do I say this? Like you need to. There has to be a happening, a cause and effect, right? For that. So usually 100% of the time when we're using just affect as a noun, it's like in the sentence it's going to be like the effect. All right, we're talking about a noun because before that we're using the, right, for usually our noun there. And but people still make that mistake just because of the E and the A. But hey, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. But it's good to find out what is the difference. All right. So, any other questions for me at all? Are there any questions for me at all? Who wants to see my rabbit? Anyone like to see my rabbit? No, not today.
Yes, I wanna see it.
You want to see my rabbit? Hold on, 1 second. I'll get my rabbit for you guys to see. 1 second here.
Just like kind of mystery.
А я уже, кажется, видела как-то.
It's a big, да, он большой очень такой.
Больше, чем Майкл?
Все, Майкл съел.
Almost the same.
I got her.
Кого поймал?
I got her. There.
I got
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
fine.
Here. Cute little thing, eh?
Unbelievable.
Is he alive or what?
Ah, hey.
Oh,
You know, you gotta watch. You have to watch how you hold them because they can break their back. So when you're holding a rabbit, you gotta hold them at the base here like this. I'm supporting her, right? Yeah. Who eats cat
Okay.
food? Cat usually. Like that. I know, Vitaly, you're thinking of Miyaso, eh? How good is
Yes.
this? Are you tasting? Who eats rabbit? Who could eat this rabbit? It's cute.
no, not me.
This no.
Hey, but Vitaly number 2 in the village, the big rabbits that I see, people eat that as meat. I do see that.
I know. My grandparents had a lot of rabbits, and we eat. I ate rabbit. A lot of rabbit.
I can't eat it. I just. It's like for me eating my cat. You know, I can't eat cat. I could not eat cat. Luba, could you eat Could you? I know. You told me before you ate rabbits, right? So.
No, I never tasted rabbits.
You never ate rabbit. Oh,
I like porks.
it was another Luba then. This Luba like rabbit seed, so I was going to say. What did you say? You ate fox?
No, pork.
Pork. I heard fox. I wonder if fox. In Canada, we eat deer and moose.
Pork. K.
We
It's K.
eat moose. Everyone knows what moose is, right?
Yes.
Moose? Miguel, you never had moose?
Could you repeat?
Moose. It's the one with the big antlers on its head.
I've
Moose.
tasted once.
How do you say moose in Russian?
Лось.
Loss.
It's like deer.
It's wild animal. It's like wild animal.
Mhm.
So Vitaly, you had it once. No one else. So in Canada, we like moose. So people go hunting and kill moose. In Ukraine and Russia, I don't think
We don't have moose in our region. Just only in Siberia, I know
We have a lot of red deers, like Morale or Козерог. I don't know how is it.
Козерог. Единорог.
No, really. У нас называется на козерогов охотятся. Yes, it's real.
It's type of goat.
a goat.
Goats.
I don't know.
Boar. I tried wild boar. It's no. It's right no. Кабан. Дикий кабан. Wild boar.
Wild boar. Okay, well. But people in Ukraine, they don't like cow. They say cow too tough, and like that. I don't know, like cow. I don't know. In Canada, we're beef. We like our beef, right? But here for the last month it's shashlik time. Everyone's with their pork.
No.
My neighbor, Mr. Puzo, I call him. Shashlik day every day for Christ. It smelled like shashlik from his apartment, So it was interesting as well. Anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. It's 10:05. So again, busy schedule in September. Lots of students coming. I am full. My schedule is. I don't know. My schedule's never full. For anyone for private lessons, please look at my schedule as always. And it is September, so even at other schools and that I'm doing speaking clubs. Hey, a lot of students. For some reason, this year in the summertime, it's been very busy. Usually, summertimes, people are all going on holidays or doing their own thing. But this year, it's been busy, really busy for some strange reason. I don't know why, but it's been very busy. So always look at my schedule. Again, I'm a busy person, but hey, everyone else is as well. So I try not to just think about myself. So if no other questions, I'm gonna leave it. Goodbyes for tonight, and we'll see you for next Thursday. Is there any other questions for me?
No,
No.
thank you.
No?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
for the lesson.
Thank you. Just for Daniel. Have a good evening.
Till next
Good
time.
night. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.